Hi guys, it's PS. Patch 10.7 is applied and there are a few changes in the Summoner's Rift. Since patch 10.6 was so huge, this patch is like a follow-up modification. Today, we'll show Champions tier list based on Korea server data. Champions OP score is determined by win rates, pick rates, preference by high elo players, and viability as first pick with at least 0.5% pick rate. Let's get into Champions tier list in patch 10.7 right away. First, top has a lot of changes. The main change in patch 10.7 was nerfing Wukong and Garen, who were OP before. In fact, Garen is nerfed so hard that he's sitting in tier 2. On the other hand, Wu is still in tier 1 even though his win rate dropped quite a lot. He's not absolutely OP like in patch 10.6, but Set, Wukong, and Renekton are slightly better than the other tier 1 champions. What's new here is the other 3 champions newly joined tier 1. Especially Maokai's Surge is notable. In patch 10.6, he was somewhat hidden OP sitting in tier 2. Then he gained popularity and maintained 52.5% win rate in Korea, which made him tier 1. Also, he's played more in other servers than in Korea server. We can also think him as replacing Ornn's place. If you want to know how good he is now, then more directly, he's so good that he's the least counterable top champion in patch 10.7. As the game length gets longer, Maokai's teamfight potential increased his value. FYI, champions good for a first pick are Renekton, then Pantheon. Don't miss out on Aatrox. He started to gain momentum from DD change in patch 10.6 and now showing his full potential. While he was still being loved by pros, he will be seen more in solo ranked. Another notable change is Nasus. In patch 10.6, Nasus was in tier 5, and with the buff in 10.7, he climbed to tier 3. Similarly, due to a slight ultimate cooldown buff, Akali went up to tier 4, limited to solo ranked. In low elo, the following top champions showed great performances. Again, it's notable that Nasus is in top 10. In Korea server below Platinum, Nasus has 6.2% pick rate and 52% win rate. In low elo, players couldn't stop Nasus from scaling, and now he's even stronger. Also, even with the nerf, Garen and Wukong are still the best 2 champions in low elo. Now let's see who are hidden OP. Pick Pantheon, Maokai, Renekton, Set if they are open, and we recommend Volibear and Kled as a joker pick. And for low elo, we recommend Shyvana as well. 80 top Shyvana has 1.7% pick rate, and 53.1% win rate restricted to low elo. And her pick rate significantly rose globally. For builds, take Conqueror, build Death Dance, Spirit Visage, and Sterix, and learn E, W, then Q. Now it's jungle. Tier 1 did not change much. Elise is absolutely overpowered. As top Renekton climbed his tier, Elise became even better. Lee is not as good as Elise, but still significantly better than other champions. The other champions in tier 1 are the same as in patch 10.6, meaning patch 10.7 did not fix the jungle tier 1 list, yet created a bigger gap between tier 1 and tier 2 champions. For instance, Nunu dropped from tier 2 to 3, Sejuani dropped from tier 3 to 4, and Zac stepped down from tier 2 to 3 as well. And Nocturne, he hit the bottom of tier 5 due to the nerf. You can find new Fiddlestick in tier 5 as well. As you can see now, there are a number of tier 2 junglers, but we can truly call Shaco, Shyvana, and J4 as tier 2, and the rest are like in tier 2.5. This means that if you want to jungle in high elo, you need to play those tier 1 champions. But for low elo players, we can see different picks. The following champions are top 10 in order. Zac, Master E, and Rammus are definitely low elo killers, and Wukong is still showing a great performance. So for low elo players, we recommend Shyvana, Zac, and Rammus in order, and for Platinum or above, we recommend these following 6 champions. Lee is more like a reliable first pick champion than overpowered champion, and Shaco is the only hidden OP that we recommend in tier 2. Lastly, in Platinum and Diamond, Karthus could single-handedly carry the game. Whoever he's against, he mostly relies on the pilot's ability. Following Karthus, Graves is the next. Mid continues to be balanced very well. This was the hardest lane to make a tier list. But if we have to pick OP from here, Pantheon and Katarina will be picked. In Korea server, Pantheon has 7.8% pick rate with 52.3% win rate, and Katarina has 7.4% pick rate with 54.3% win rate. Since high elo players prefer Pantheon, he has a higher OP score. Talon is still holding in tier 1 even after the nerf. And the remarkable point here is Sylas. Sylas had been slowly proving his value and finally reached in tier 1. This shows that people are now familiar with his changes. Because he's good against LeBlanc, high elo players will consider him even better. Also, as Sylas gets better, Ornn decays more. Nocturne is holding his place in tier 2 after the nerf. You can continue spamming mid Nocturne if you played it before. And as we introduced yesterday, Galio jumped from tier 4 to tier 2. He is still being tested with different builds in current patch, but if you are last picking mid, your elo climbing speed will depend on whether you can play Galio or not. Other than that, we can see a few good AD champions in tier 2. In low elo, Yasuo is surprisingly showing a great performance. Just like Karthus was good in jungle, we believe Proficient Yasuo is good in low elo. In Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Yasuo has 11.7% pick rate, 51% win rate, and 55% ban rate. Even some bans are banning your team from picking Yasuo. The statistics are more than enough to be in top 10. Overall, top 10 list is not so much different from the main list, but if you are capable of playing assassins, they are better at carrying the game and also gets banned more. Let's see hidden OP champions. In Platinum or above, we recommend these 6 champions if you can play. But as we mentioned earlier, because mid is balanced so well, it's more important to have multiple proficient champions based on first pick or last pick. We can add 4 more champions to help you make your champions list. As you can probably tell, these champions have high mobility. This is because the current mid meta is to use map widely and broadly. Please keep this in mind. For bot, we can have Misfortune, Ezreal, and Varus in tier 1. Varus is gaining popularity insanely in the past couple weeks. His keystone is almost fixed to Comet now, and win rate is also very high. So tier 1 is expanded from single Misfortune to now Misfortune, Ezreal, and Varus. So why is Ezreal in tier 1? He has 36% pick rate with 49.8% win rate, similar to Lee Sin. In tier 2, we can see Aphelios, Ashe, Cassiopeia, and Kalista as a new face. Even though Kalista Taric comp is pretty strong, it's remarkable that Kalista's tier rose so much with our high champion difficulty. She may be better than it seems. Indeed, the pick rate is rising wildly. FYI, in Platinum or above, Kalista has 11.4% pick rate with 51.2% win rate. Top 3 champions for our first pick are Misfortune, Ashe, and Varus. And for a side note, Kai'Sa did not even make in tier 3 even with the buff, and Xayah is absolutely the worst. If there was tier 6, she should be in there. Currently, she has 2.8% pick rate with 46.7% win rate. We almost missed this. Senna and TK comp is slowly losing its value. We believe that Varus countering them hit hard. There's no big difference in low elo. Play Misfortune, Ezreal, Varus, and Ashe if you can. They have the best performances in solo rank. For our hidden OP picks, Misfortune and Varus are guaranteed, and we recommend playing Kalista with Galio, Volibear, Taric, and Thresh as a duo. FYI, Kalista Taric duo was played 2,500 games with 56.2% win rate in Korea. We emphasize Cassiopeia bot multiple times, and Kog'Maw can be considered in low elo. In Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, he is only picked 0.8% but has 52.6% win rate in Korea. Globally, in Platinum or higher, Kog'Maw Lulu duo was played 4,300 games with 54.5% win rate. Kog'Maw is picked more in other servers in Korea, but because the game is getting longer and tanks are picked more, Kog'Maw Lulu comp is getting re-evaluated. In low elo, it's also harder to focus and burst Kog'Maw. Lastly, support. The most significant change we see is Nautilus in tier 3. His win rate never dropped dramatically, but he had been losing his value and finally ended up in tier 3. He's a colorless and featureless pick now. Thresh is showing OP performance, and Bard, Senna, Blitz fill spots in tier 1. Leona and Taric are not as good as tier 1, but good enough to be in tier 1.5. Taric is not only good against Nautilus, Blitz, Leona, Thresh, but also good because of Kalista Taric composition. We need to take a good look on tier 2 supports because Nautilus, Blitz, Leona, Thresh meta is broken now. First, Prototype Set support is now a legit support. He's a reliable tier 2 support. Also, Pyke's roaming ability puts him in tier 2. Don't forget to play with aggressive jungle. There's another champion to be aware of, Zilean. It's always inevitable that as the game gets longer, the time is in Zilean's side. There's no fight better than having more people. Just yesterday, Fnatic won a game with Zilean support. As a Joker pick, both mid and support Zilean are a valuable pick in the current meta. Lastly, as you can expect, Fiddlestick is stuck at tier 5. In low elo, the following 10 champions showed good performances. Blitz and Leona were absolutely OP in Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold. This can be the gap between Platinum and Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold. Ability to play against Leona. Talking about Leona, her laning became more challenging than before. Especially, she was weak against Galio, Taric, Volibear, and Zilean. So for low elo players, if enemy pick Leona, then practice Zilean because Galio and Taric don't show good performances in low elo. For hidden OP champions, we recommend these 4 champions, Bard, Thresh, Taric, and Zilean. And if we add one more, Maokai will make it to the list. Finally, the following rank is the best duo comp that were played more than 1,000 games in Korea. Remarkably, Kai'Sa has a win rate of 47.4% alone, but has 54.4% win rate with Bard. Today, we went over champions tier list in patch 10.7. The trend in each lane is pretty straightforward. We hope this video helped you understand the mainstream of patch 10.7. If you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.